Seasoned greetings, each and every amazing universe and Martin Nerdy, and welcome back to the 12 days reviews for Christmas themed content. As you remember the last time I was here, when we talked about Charlie Brown Christmas Tales, I was pretty depressed afterwards because, well, Charlie Brown Christmas Tales had nothing magical for the spirit of the season for it to be believed. There was nothing there for Charlie Brown Christmas Tales that could even remotely, in a sense, save it from whatever that was happening. And so that's why today we're going to get into the spirit to believe. We're getting into the spirit to believe with the Polar Express. Now, not only am I reviewing this because A, this is a great Christmas classic movie, but B, because, well, this honestly just turned 20 years old this year. And I know that seems confusing considering that I believe that this film did come out in 2004, but was released in 2005. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But when I first saw it, it was on ABC Family back under 25 Days of Christmas back in 2005. Every single night at 8 o'clock. And even one day, I think before Christmas, I can't remember for the life of me, it marathoned. People back in 2005 just could not get enough of this movie. That in fact now it is considered an icon. Because it went through so many goddamn incarnations. Not kidding either. It just, and even still the Polar Express ride that people go on with their kids and family, yeah, comes from this movie. But why is that? Could this film really be that important? Could it be really that special all these years later? Yes. But eventually, Robert Zemeckis' team, Image Movies, suddenly went bankrupt the moment where they signed on with Disney to do Mars Needs Moms. Go and watch Saber Sports Channel if you don't believe me. The company bankrupt after they did Mars Needs Moms. Why Robert Zemeckis agreed to do that movie, we will never know. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Polar Express that he did 20 years ago, back in 2005. So, is the Polar Express still one of those highly classic Christmas movies that people watch every single year? Let's find out. So let's hitch a ride upon the Polar Express and see if we can find the spirit to believe. And also, happy 20th year, Polar Express. So let's jump aboard and see if this train ride is still magical. Our movie begins with our main character, Hero Boy, who just so happens to, well, not be believing in Santa Claus as of lately. As for our hero boy, the spirit of Santa Claus is suddenly leaving him for reasons unknown. For whatever his own states and whatever his own reasons, he no longer believes in Santa. And so, somehow, through magic or whatever they want to say, suddenly when he falls asleep, he is awakened by a strange noise. As if by magic, grand design, whatever you want to call it, the Polar Express stops outside his doors, and it's his choice if he wants to get on or not. As he's greeted by the mysterious conductor, that's his only name in this, as he tells the hero boy that he knows something that he doesn't, that it's in his best interest to get on the train. As every kid, young and small, aboard this happy little train, is on it for their own reasons, but they do not understand or know why just yet. It is until, while looking for his best friend Hero Girl, yes, that's seriously her name, he runs across a mysterious hobo who knows something about the Hero Boy that he does not yet. So the Hero Boy takes on the comfort of this random stranger and decides to ask him, what about Santa Claus? Isn't he king of the North Pole?
What exactly is your persuasion on the big man, since you brought him up?
That little nice moment where he kind of paused when he asked him, what exactly is your persuasion on Santa, since you happened to bring it up? Like he couldn't bring himself to say anything at first, until he comes up with the answer, well, I want to believe. But, as if the spirit of believing in Santa suddenly has left our poor hero. As if suddenly that spirit of Santa Claus has just vanquished itself right out of his system. keep that in mind because we'll come back to this in just a bit here, and we'll talk about the importance of it. And trust me when I say it's really damn important. And also how it pretty much references a character that's been around for almost 100 years by this point, and how that comes into its focal point. Whether it was a choice by Robert Zemeckis or one of the screenwriters, I don't know, but we'll come back to that in just a bit. But for now, back to the movie. As Hero Boy still refuses to believe in the spirit of the season, and he refuses to believe that anything happening to him is really happening.
What did you just do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea.
As Hero Boy finds his best friend Hero Girl as she is driving the train because the engineers have to fix the light on the front of the train that just so happened to went out. It is until the engineers, one of them, happens to notice that there's a light at the end of the track, which could mean that there's another train on the track in which they have to stop immediately. As no, they didn't crash. Sorry about that. No, instead there's a bunch of caribou in front of the train that just so happened to not move. That is until, weirdly enough, they discover that they can communicate with the caribou by using one of the engineer's beards.
I'm sorry. I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. I really don't understand it myself. But that is until they go down to where the broken toys are, where Hero Boy gets a little visitor.
You are just like me, my friend. A Scrooge! Ebony Scrooge. You're a doubter! A doubter you don't believe! You're a doubter you can't believe! What the hell was that?
That, my darling dear Dr. Psycho, was a reference to the Christmas Carol, as I really do feel like, and a lot of people probably are with me on this one, that they try to make the Hero Boy kind of a mirrored reflection of Ebenezer Scrooge, whereas Scrooge stopped believing in the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of giving, and just the holiday spirit in general. Our Hero Boy no longer believes in the spirit of Santa Claus or the holiday spirit, so whether this was done by Robert Zemeckis or whoever was on the writing team, that was pretty interesting and a nice little mirrored comparison, as I didn't notice this until I recently watched it to do this review, so very, very, very nice touch to Mr. Zemeckis and his team, or just to the writing team in general. Very smart. I see what you were doing comparing the two of them together. Very, very nicely done. As eventually the Hero Boy, Hero Girl, and their newfound friend Billy all happen to find themselves at the North Pole, where they accidentally getting themselves into a whole heap of trouble. For you see, the kids are at the North Pole because they're gonna watch Santa take off and get ready for a trip to go around the world. Yes, indeedy do, in fact.
Come on, everybody! Let's sing till Santa gets here!
As yes, indeedy do, Santa is getting ready to take off for the night, and it's a grand occasion as all the elves are singing and everybody's making merry and joy. All except for our poor Hero Boy, who cannot hear the magical music of Santa's sleigh bells, and that's only because he refuses to believe in the big man. Until a bell, somehow, lands at his feet, whether by chance, magic, or happenstance, and then he finally is able to hear the magic of Santa's sleigh bell. Not only that, he gets to meet the big man himself, Santa Claus, who just so happened to ask him what exactly he was whispering to the bell as he tells Santa. As Santa invites our little Hero Boy upon his lap and asks him what exactly would he like for Christmas, and so he tells him, and whatever it is, we don't know. As Santa makes a huge spectacle, Long before he takes off, and by takes off I mean he just disappears right into the air, as everybody gets silent for a moment to let the magic sink in. As every kid gets a ticket about the lesson that they have learned, about what they've come to the North Pole to discover, and our hero boy gets one very special ticket.
It says
Nope. It's nothing I need to know.
As he hops aboard the train to show everybody his bell, he forgot he put it in his bad pocket, and so by unfortunate happenstance it fell onto Santa's sleigh, thus meaning he lost. No, the film doesn't end, but our hero boy is kind of depressed and he's a little bit sad since he just started believing in the spirit of Santa and he lost what was most important to him. But that matters not as he's awakened by his little sister Sarah and being told that it's Christmas. Christmas morning, yes indeedy do, has come and Santa has delivered goodies and toys. As Christmas does what it usually does, comes and goes, as Sarah notices that there is a gift left for her brother, one that was underneath the tree that they might have overlooked by accident. As it be the magic bell that fell upon Santa's sleigh, as he hands it back to the boy, and that the Christmas spirit and Christmas magic never left his heart afterwards, ending our movie. And so that was the Polar Express 20 years later, and does it still hold up? Actually, yeah, it does. It's easy to see why this movie was so successful, especially still nowadays with the magic and effort and very much creativity that went into it. And it's not hard to see how this instantly became a Christmas classic way back in 2005. I think that they played it for reasons. We just needed somebody with very special sunglasses to see the true messages left in the TV, to obey Santa Claus. If nobody gets that reference, I'm not explaining it because it went way over your head. To maybe like the 5% of people that got that reference, high five. So I still would recommend that you check out The Polar Express. It's a 20-year magical film that still holds up its magic every single year, as I make it a tradition for myself to watch it every single year, if not once, at least twice. Not after 2005. That movie really overstayed its welcome way back in 2005. But I still recommend The Polar Express. It's magical, it's creative, with a great director, talented music by one, I believe, Alan... what was his name? Alan Silvestri, and also with a great and terrific cast. So, this is a movie that you should get aboard. So every time that train comes along, you best get on, and you best enjoy the magic of the Polar Express. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and share this video around the web. Be sure to follow me at Twitter with the link in the description down below. And if you like this channel and you want to help it support it grow, the best way to do so is by liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff, hitting that bell icon to be notified every single time I make an upload. And let me know your thoughts and opinions about the Polar Express down in the comments down below. And were you there in 2005 when this movie was overplayed so much on ABC Family, 25 Days of Christmas? Let me know if you remember. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and 20 years later, yet the Polar Express is still magical. And I believe in the spirit of again. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I believe in the voice. I want nerdy keep speaking on. Come back next time as we're gonna head into the world of anime for one Christmas special that I should review because I know that there's a lot of people, including myself, that's a fan of this series. So why the hell not? Join me next time as we're going to the digital world with Digimon 02 with a very Digi Christmas.